It takes a lot of effort to be a community manager. I have a lot of respect for everyone who runs a community, and all the more power to every single person. Drop a heart in the comment section for a community. If you've been a part to, drop a heart for the community manager who helped build and run that. Everyone who's watching and listening to us right now, community managers, you're amazing. That's like such an honest question that you asked, because a lot of people ask me this, and you may not like what I'm gonna say now, but that's what purely coming from my heart. Okay, I want to give a shout out to Paras Pundi. I think when I was just getting introduced to community, when I started going to community events, Paras was already there and he was hosting community folks events. So that was a community I became a part of, and community folks is still a community. So you can still be a part of community folks. It's a Facebook group also there on LinkedIn as well. Paras Pundi is on LinkedIn as well. So you can go and check his content out. He's written a very beautiful article where he's explaining how hosting a house party is equivalent to hosting a community. So you can read that piece. That's really, really cool. Yeah, of course, yaar. Follow her. She's bringing these amazing conversations to you guys. Itni mehnat karke Sunday ko. Is that Vineet Nandan Gupta? Is that
Vineet Nandan Gupta?
Dude, exceptionally helpful.
Hi everyone, I hope you're doing very, very well. And I am super excited today because I have already done almost 14 to 15 couple of series, a couple of episodes on the startup talks with Harshita. And today I have a very, very fun topic with a very interesting person with me. Hi Jatin, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. It's a Sunday evening. It's raining in Gurgaon. The weather's been phenomenal, and I'm having a conversation with you now. So I'm doing phenomenal. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, and I don't know why my energy just multiplied by like having a conversation with you. I was like very dull and as like again, how would I even record the thing? But the moment I saw you and your energy is like phenomenal. Okay, let's get started with the conversation. Let's keep it like very raw. Jesse, we are having a community thing. We both are into the space, and this would be like a community 101 for people who like new to communities, who want to know more about it. And I hope it would be helpful for all of us.
Yeah. We'll try to keep it as raw as we can so that, they can grab it. We'll keep it very simple, no complexities, just basic stuff. And two friends hanging out in the process of talking about that basic stuff.
Yeah. Great. Okay, so let's start with who you are. Who is Jatin? We don't know about who is Jatin. Yeah.
You have to keep it raw, and then you have to keep it comprehensive also. And the question is so heavy. Who's Jatin? Well, Jatin is a phase. So Jatin has multiple phases. Right now, Jatin is in a content creator phase who also happens to build communities online. So Jatin's a LinkedIn creator who talks about work and life hacks on LinkedIn. He also does, every Wednesday at 8 p.m. a LinkedIn audio. So Jatin's that right now. But apart from this, Jatin is also, he is engagement lead at PlanetSpark. He hosts events at Super Gaming. He does Twitter Spaces for Tegro, and also consults a couple of startup founders on their personal branding. So Jatin is a lot of things, and Jatin is almost always absent at family gatherings and functions because Jatin is so obsessed with this life that he really wants to maintain and keep up. So that is who I am, and I'm really looking forward for the conversation because I love community. It's at the heart of me, and I really want more and more people to understand community so that we can have better community experiences for all the members that we have with them.
Great. That was like one of the craziest introduction I've ever seen. So going forward to this, how you got into communities? I think it's something very new, especially like in India, and not many people know about it. So how did you know about it, and how did you started going deeper and deeper into it?
Yeah, I do. So Harshita, that's a very cool question, but I will try to keep it very, very short. Of course, I've been in community for a while, so there's so many touch points. So I'll keep it very, very short. Yeah, when I was in college, so we had these debate groups that we had where we would go to different colleges to, compete in debate competitions. Right. And now when we'll go to Delhi University, DU mein competition jeetna was very difficult because they had a DU circuit and every DU college is going to support each other. And we were from LPU, so no one really cared. So we thought that how they have a circuit, how is this circuit functioning so well? And we realized that they support their juniors. They help their juniors learn so that when they're leaving the college, then the juniors can kind of fill in those shoes. And that kind of became a community. Then they were alumni and alumnus of all of that. Now, when I jumped out and I was doing my internship, during all of this is happening, I'm participating in competitions. I jumped for my first internship in my MBA and I go to Density Media. Now, this office of this organization is in 91 Springboard, which is a co-working space. So there I met a lot of community managers like Smriti Anand, who's a dear friend, and what a phenomenal lady she is. She is a community head at Truecaller right now. So she kind of asked me, hey Jatin, so my internship was that I was interviewing startup founders across India on camera, recording it in the video, editing the videos, uploading it, and adding them on LinkedIn. Like I did not know that LinkedIn will become this big for me. And Smriti was like, Jatin यार यही तो करना होता है community manager को, community को खुश रखना होता है, engage करना होता है, stories बनानी होती है, memories बनानी होती है, उसके बारे में बात करनी होती है. I was like, अच्छा ठीक है. मैंने बोला पर अभी तो मेरा कॉलेज पड़ा हुआ है यार, अभी तो नहीं मैं कर सकता, मेरे पास 1 more year I have to finish. So she goes like, चल ठीक है तू बताना मुझे. Then I go back to my college. My internship is over. I'm finishing my degree and I'm super chill. I'm doing my thing. I join a company and I'm working there. And then one day I'm like, okay, this company I've figured out. I'm doing good. Like they didn't want it. I was doing good. It was sales though. But I did not feel like it was the best use of my creative side, right? I really wanted to do more. I wasn't satisfied when I reached back home after work. Of course, the results were there, numbers were there, but you need that satisfaction from work. So then I called Smriti and I was like, yeah, you were offering me that job of community manager in 91 Springboard, abhi hai. And she's like, ab to main co-works mein hu, like I'm not in 91 anymore. She said, but Coho is looking for someone to do similar kind of work that you did in your internship. So Coho I of course went in the process, and Coho was looking for someone जो उनको 1 महीने में 4 event करवा दे. That was the job role of a community manager that time when I joined them. But I had built communities back in college. I have been a part of communities because I love to meet. I'm having this conversation with you on Sunday. I love it. Okay, I don't want to do any me time. I want to meet more people. I want to do the exchange and have a good time. Right? Know your story also in the process.
Yeah.
So because of that, it just so happened that I really picked a lot of pieces very quickly. And I come from the social media side. I was a YouTuber back in college. We were doing, street interviews and stuff like that. I mean, fun you have in college. And I was like, ye video banate hain members ke saath. Let's, put the members on camera instead of putting some model and making it, fake and whatever. So I think a lot of that kind of landed me into community. So I think Smriti Anand deserves a shout out. Smriti, I love you. And thank you so much for bringing me to community. And I love it. I hope that answers your question, by the way.
Great. Definitely it answers the question. And we have this similarity that both of us committee things started in college itself, because I feel that in college we have so much of more time rather than just studying and sticking to college things. We can do so much of more. So I started with actually doing this in college societies, and then I got to know that how a team is made, how a team is led. So I led a team of 10 people. Then I thought कि अच्छा ये मुश्किल काम है, इतना easy नहीं है ये. Then I started going to more and more people, and then this is how actually committee started, and great to know about that as well. So going on to the next part of it, you just mentioned about certain things a committee manager would do, but if you want to concise it into 5 main things that a community manager actually does and takes care of, so what would those be?
Okay, so number 1, the community manager takes care of their members, which means that if there are people of an app that you have created, right, and then there are a lot of users of it, that's a community. So understanding the community of that app, that what are they liking the product, not liking the product, do they need more services and advancements in the service, what is a feature that we could give them that they'd really love. To give you an example of the Apple community, right? Now, whenever a new update of the software comes, Apple really works hard in kind of saying, oh, we should have the notification option not on the top, but at the bottom for the ease of access of the user. That's what taking care of the community is in a non-glamorous, but a very hard-working way. But of course, point number 2 is to be loud about the celebrations of your members. If someone in your community has achieved something, you as a community manager have to go out and be loud about it. Tell everyone so that everyone congratulates them, makes this special moment very, very special, because community is all about creating moments. Yeah. So these are 2 things that I'll say. Third thing that I'll say is advocate for the organization to your community, or advocate for your brand to your community. A lot of people often miss this out, right? People confuse community manager's job with an event manager who hosts events, or with a social media manager who runs the page. But what they miss out on is a very, very important point. Not only that you have to take care of your community, you also have to take care of the sentiment of your organization and be the advocate and bridge between the 2. Because if you'll not go back and tell your organization put you in that position, they've given you that platform, you respect that. You have to, They're letting you do what you love. So you have to kind of be an advocate for it. That'll be point number 3. My point number 4 is going to be something very, I don't even know how I'm getting all these points so quickly though. But number 4 is very, very simple. Ask your community members, like do something with them, engage with them, like spend time with them, dude. Like, for example, in order to achieve 1, 2, and 3, what do you have to do? You have to spend time with the community, you have to spend time with the organization and leadership, right? So you just have to spend time. But when you're spending time, for example, Harshita, you come to my house, I'm calling a couple of my friends over, and I'm saying like, hey, this is Harshita. We met, over LinkedIn. She came across my post and we were like, let's do a communication for like a chat for the community. And now she's here and everyone, this is Harshita, and everyone introduces themselves. What happens after? If we have like a cocktail in our hand, we drink that. But what else? What else? We exchange music, we watch movies, or maybe we just play a drinking game, we play a card game, we play Drinko or something. Now, that's engagement, right? During that game that's going on, there'll be moments, someone's going to give a high five, someone's going to say, hey, you cheated, right? That's what a community manager is supposed to do with their community, spend time with them. And while they're spending time with them, they should encourage the community members to talk about it, to bring more friends into the community. So the 5th point is not to forget is to grow the size of your community. If you're doing what is good, like if you're doing it good for the people, your people, then more people should add in that community circle and get benefited from the value that you're driving, because it takes a lot of effort to be a community manager. I have a lot of respect for everyone who runs a community, and all the more power to every single person. Drop a heart in the comment section for a community. If you've been a part to, drop a heart for the community manager who helped build and run that. Everyone who's watching and listening to us right now, community managers, you're amazing. And thank you so much for doing the amazing work and helping me know that this job can exist, because I love it too. So I think that's how I'd like to give my 5 points.
And I like super agree with all of them, because I've been doing that day and night, and I can see that how it may seem very easy when we are listening, but when we put our shoes out there, when we start doing things, it becomes scary. It is not that easy, because you have to communicate with people on like daily basis. You have to see, you have to listen to their things, and you have to get that things done right, because this person is communicating to you and the organization is communicating to you as well, that this has to be done, this has to be feedback and everything out there. So I think that cross communication and managing everything comes as an important part of a community manager. Okay, got it. So now we know your experience. Now we know what a community manager do. But how do we even start about it? Should we just go and start a community? Should we start posting on LinkedIn? What would be the first step to actually go about that?
That's like such an honest question that you asked, because a lot of people ask me this, and you may not like what I'm going to say now, but that's what purely coming from my heart. Okay, so instead of me asking you to, okay, here are 3 ways you can start a community, I would rather want to know from you first is like, why do you want to start a community? Is it for your like personal goals, like you want to start a readers club where you like to read and you want a couple of people to like hang out with you? In my case, I started a personal, very close 8 people community WhatsApp group that we're running, which is metaverse, where we all of us have Oculus and we play games together at times. Or is it for an organization? Do you want to do it professionally, or do you want to do it for an NGO? A lot of people want to get into communities to just be a part of NGOs and contribute. That's also like how I kind of delved deep into it, because I wanted to also try that out. So what kind of community is this that we want to tell everyone who's listening to us right now to build? So my counter question to you, Harshita.
Okay, so I actually know about it, because I have different communities at different point of time. Because when I wanted to do something, I make a community around that, because I want that accountability with members. Ki chalo, I want to go into fitness. Kuch logo ki committee banate and let's do it together, because aise to I won't do. Because going very honest, this was my first reason of actually making communities. I wanted to start posting on LinkedIn. So before anything, I made this announcement ki I am starting a 31-day challenge on like posting on LinkedIn. Wow. So anyone interested, please join in. So aise karke I actually made a whole community and then sub communities inside that. But I think everyone can have their different whys according to that what you stated. And I think from here
I do
get next step.
I do want to add to it, because if that's the context, then I can give you an example. We had COVID and lockdown situation going on, and we were like, okay, what to do? Everyone was picking hobbies because we had so much time left. We were not traveling and not doing the malls and the movies and theaters and everything. So we started learning Spanish, me and a couple of my friends. It kind of started with me, and then I would just randomly, if I have to say something, I'll just start randomly mumbling any random words of Spanish that I have learned, and then slowly it kind of caught on. joined the group, then there was 4 of us, me, Radhika, Vishnu and Piyush. Shout out to you guys if you guys listen to this. The secret's going out now. So what we did was we downloaded the Duolingo app and we added each other as friends on the app. And then we created a WhatsApp group. And on the WhatsApp group, like we would talk to each other in Spanish with whatever new we have learned. So we were trying to make sentences. So we attached a use case in our small community. We're 12 people now. We have Asta also. A couple of us joined, dude. And like some people are still doing it. I think someone was added into that group a couple of days back because we were 11. Now we're 12 people. So it's a very small micro community, of course. But we just text each other. So someone will send a picture of a person eating apple and someone will say, La mujer como dash. Now you have to write manzana. So like everyone wants to write it is because it's easy to do. So fun, easy to do things with the community really works out and yielding results. And also to your point when you were mentioning earlier, right, when I answered, when you said that, it is very taxing also at times. It gets, you have to take care of everything, be on 24/7. That's there, but there's a hack to it. And the hack is very simple. Trust your community members and make them community leaders so that they can then take the community ahead. I think we'll delve deep into it whenever you ask me stuff like that. But over to you and shoot the next question.
Any books we have for community management? Because I only read one book called Committee Masters by Varun Maya. That's all I know about. But are there any other books around this space?
So Rude, I'll be very honest with you. I don't want to suggest any learn community 101 or like community is the key, secrets to community. I don't want to say any of that. I would suggest a book called The Power of Habits. No, The Power of Moments. Sorry. I've read both Atomic Habits and this. Yeah. I like them both. But I'm not recommending Atomic Habits or The Power of Habits. I'm recommending Power of Moments. Okay. This book will help you understand what moments are. To give you a small excerpt from it, it says that we celebrate Teachers' Day and we celebrate a teacher's birthday. But why don't we celebrate when a teacher in a school has taught 100 students? When 100 students that she has taught pass. When someone says that 1,000 students this teacher has taught and give them badges like that. Imagine how proud the teachers would be. Why only give medals to the ones who are fighting at the border? Also give medals to the teacher who are helping shape the future of our country. And while I argue that, it is just an excerpt from the book and it's really lovely. So Power of Moments is something I recommend to every community manager who genuinely wants to learn and have fun in the same process because it's a really, really cool book. And that would be my hit at it. And let's keep it short so that they don't hate us and watch our video.
Yeah, I loved how you actually portrayed that book, and now I am excited to read that book as well because The Power of Movements, the title itself says, because I know the power of movements in community thing, because whenever you celebrate those tiny movements in a committee, it becomes big and every member actually accepts that they are being accepted by the committee, they are being celebrated by the committee, and people are giving them importance. So I think that's the key formula for actually engaging the committee on a better thing. Okay, last question I have, that you are a great committee manager, we have, but any other committee managers I should know about, and people seeing this know about, so that they know more stuff around how the committees are dealt by different people.
So, okay, I want to give a shout out to Paras Pundir. I think when I was just getting introduced to community, when I started going to community events, Paras was already there and he was hosting community folks events. So that was a community I became a part of, and community folks is still a community. So you can still be a part of community folks. It's a Facebook group also, they're on LinkedIn as well. Paras Pundir is on LinkedIn as well. So you can go and check his content out. He's written a very beautiful article where he's explaining how hosting a house party is equivalent to hosting a community. So you can read that piece. That's really, really cool. Smriti Anand is, of course, I love her. She's a dope AF lit community builder. She's right now with Truecaller, and she's also the reason why I'm here. And apart from that, I would say me. Follow me on LinkedIn. I create content for work and life, and I also share community hacks along with how to be more confident on camera and do this dance and not really care about anything else. So I think check us out and drop your questions if you have any. Drop a comment on a post and say, hey, this is my question, Jatin. Do you have an answer? And we'll try to decode it together. Do you have any recommendation for community managers? You also are in community.
Give me another shout out, yaar.
Yeah, of course, yaar. Follow her. She's bringing these amazing conversations to you guys. Itni mehnat karke Sunday ko 5:41 ho raha hai. Instead of chilling and all, she's bringing people. So after a worked up day, you work today also, right?
Yeah.
So after working, then Come on, man. That like takes like a lot of effort. This is true community builder on your screen right now. A shout out for Harshita Garg. Go check her out and follow her content if you haven't done that already. This is on YouTube and is on LinkedIn as well. And I think a couple of excerpts of this conversation are going to go on Instagram too. So she's everywhere so that she can make these conversations reach out to you guys. Don't miss out on following her.
Great. Thank you so much for that shout out. And on a bigger note, I want to learn communicating at a bigger level from you, because the way you are actually talking on camera, it's like very, very, very energetic. And as I said in the beginning of the conversation, that the other person actually gets multiplied with the energy. But yeah, I would love to learn from that. And yeah, you asked me the recommendation. So there's a person called Vineet that is with us in the cohort as well. He's the mentor. He's the one I actually hosted him for a community thing, like the session before, and he's a like great person around community. Even when I was like starting my journey out there, so I just shooted him with so many of questions that he said ki let's block a time and get on a call tomorrow and finalize all your questions. And I was
Is
like,
that Vineet Nandan Gupta? Is that
yeah. Vineet Nandan Gupta.
Dude, exceptionally helpful. Very helpful and a dear friend and super awesome. Absolutely go check his content out. But you should give a shout out to me in that case if you're forgetting.
Yeah, you are yourself out there. I want to give you a shout out. That's why you are here. Yeah, I just loved your way you communicated. We actually met on a guest session, by the way, guys.
Yeah.
So
we met at
we met that in the session, and I just quickly messaged him on Zoom only ki after let's start chat after this regarding a podcast. And I don't want to actually miss that session because मुझे नहीं पता था उसके बाद if you like get busy because you are a big person, yaar. I don't know about
whatever, yaar. I'm a community. I'm a very small community manager at heart. I just love working and I love meeting people. That's why I love this conversation also. What I really loved about you was that you kept the conversation candid. You said, Jatin, questions here hai, but answers nahi discuss karenge. We'll keep it candid. I really, really love and appreciate that, because I think true community builders will always want to bring the truth to the community, even if there are fumbles, even if the internet is breaking, even if there's a misrepresentation of any statement or example you've given. I think truth, honesty, authenticity. I think that's what you bring to the table. And thank you so much for bringing me on.
Great. Thank you so much. And I actually try to keep it all my conversation very raw, because at the starting only I tell this to the other person that see, this is I'm doing for myself firstly, because I have a lot of questions around these topics, and while I am having a conversation, let's record and put it out as well, because like over 2 years I have done so many of like thousands of calls with people on like networking calls, audio calls, मतलब बहुत सारी चीजें. So now it's time, I think, to record them and put it out there. So however the way it is, it would be out there.
Absolutely. More power for you for doing this, and the more stuff that you bring. I'll look forward to your content, and you know that. I've told you that earlier as well.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward for a mandala session whenever that has to happen, when you kind of like say, hey Jatin, now today is the day when we're going to make mandalas. Guys, if you don't know about this about Harshita, she makes mandalas, dude. Like, mandalas are crazy. If you don't know what a mandala is, go Google it. It's really awesome. It's really cool. It's a very peaceful, patientful process, and it's a great hobby that she has, and I have no idea about it. I'm just a fan of mandalas. So Harshita is going to take me out on that whenever we're done with this. But thank you once again for having me, and it's a lovely smile you have. I love it that you had smiled throughout the entire session. This kept me energized. So thank you.
Great. Thank you so much for like so many of shout outs. But yeah, ending the session on such a positive note. Thank you, Jatin, for taking out time for sharing your experiences. Like, I'm really grateful for you to actually do that, because I was looking forward to having a conversation with you. So I thought let's record that and put it into a podcast as well. So yeah, thanks a lot for doing this. And thank you everyone for watching this video. Please drop your suggestions, your feedbacks, anything out there in the comments. And yeah, do follow Jatin as well on LinkedIn. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. I'm your friendly neighborhood host, and I create a lot of fun content. And if you have any community-related questions, drop it as a comment to this post, and I'll come to Harshita's post and we'll try to answer. And thank you. Have a lovely evening. Bye.
Bye. Okay. So already I think we are going towards the end of the discussion, because we have to keep it very short, because fair audience dekhti nahi hai. So yeah, going ahead to it. Okay. Going ahead to it.
You should also give more names than just Vineet. You made me give 3.
Okay. Okay. I think there are so many of people. I'm forgetting the names.
Oh my
I'll just
god,
message you.
everyone whose name she's gonna take now, okay? She just literally forgot. Harshita is so wrong.
Bye.